Jones has a man wide open. It's caught by Bellinger for the touchdown. What a game. First postseason win for the Giants since their Super Bowl run with Eli Manning. And now they play the Eagles in Philadelphia, a familiar foe, next weekend.
What up, what up, what up, New York Giant Nation? Your boy, MacDaGiantsFan, coming back at y'all with the divisional round edition of the True Blue Preview. The New York Football Giants heading back down the turnpike to visit their old buddies, the Philadelphia Eagles. We couldn't draw this one up any better if we tried. The New York Football Giants back in the divisional round of the postseason for the first time since the 2011 season. And we got a big roadblock standing in our way. The NFC East champion, Philadelphia Eagles, man. Coming off the bye week, the Eagles earned that bye week, that first seed, and bye week in the NFC conference. So they've had a week to rest up, get ready, and for this New York Football Giant football team, man. But I'm going to tell you right now, as we saw in the Week 18 matchup, you're not getting the JV team this time, Philadelphia. You're going to get the varsity. And not only are you going to get the varsity, you're going to get a better version of the varsity team that you saw up in MetLife Stadium in early December, the one you blew the doors off of. Yeah, y'all absolutely came up to MetLife early December and blew the doors off the New York Giants. Look, it's not going down quite like that this time, man. We got Dory Jackson back in the lineup. We got Xavier McKinney back in the lineup. We got Leonard Williams back in the lineup. We're just a much healthier team, and we got an offense that's, quite frankly, surprising me. Quarterback just continues to take the next step towards being, a legitimate, absolute franchise guy. We got a probably about as healthy as Saquon Barkley as we've had all season. This guy, last week, he played, obviously, last week in the wild card matchup. He only had 9 carries, so he didn't have to go out there and get too beat up because our quarterback took this team and put him on his shoulders last week. So we got healthy Saquon Barkley coming in. We got like a very, very confident Daniel Jones. He's finding ways to make plays with these receivers. Isaiah Hodgins just continues to keep taking steps into the right direction. Continues to keep taking those big steps. We got everybody's buying in right now. Everybody on this New York Giant team is buying in, and they're going to have to because this Philadelphia Eagle team is a very, very, very good football team. However, it is very hard to beat a team 3 times in one season, man, and hopefully we can go in there and continue that trend, man, because let's face it, the Eagles they've had a hell of a year, man. But they have stumbled a little bit across the finish line here. It was great. If it wasn't for their great start, we probably wouldn't be sitting in this position right now with the Eagles because they probably would have squandered that first round bye the way their season ended. But they got off to a great start. They still absolutely 100% earned it. However, man, we coming in the link, man. Look, no intimidation here. This ain't somewhere the Giants is unfamiliar with. This ain't somewhere the Giants are nervous about going and playing at the Link in Philly. So they're going to be, I know the fans, the crowd going to be raucous, they're going to be crazy, but we're going to be tuning that out. And this is what we got to get done, man. Jalen Hurts, I think, still, he's not on the injury report in Philly. Okay. Maybe could be a little gamesmanship. I'm not convinced he's 100%. I'm not convinced this guy is really, truly 100%. What I do know is he's a hell of a competitor. And what I do know is we're still going to get the absolute best version of Jalen Hurts that he's able to put out there on that field. And he ain't going to hold nothing back. I do feel like in that Week 18 matchup, he was kind of holding back a little bit in spots. And it could have been he was just feeling like due to the competition that he was playing, like mostly New York Giant backups, obviously, in that game, that he thought he could get away with it. And that might have had a little bit to do with the Eagles' issues in that game. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that might not have had a little bit to do with it. But here's the reality: this is the playoffs, and all bets is off. This is a new season. It's a new day, and it ain't going down like it did up in MetLife back in early December. It's just not going down like that. Kayvon Thibodeau is going to be coming hard off that edge. Azeez Ojulari, he's listed as questionable on the injury report, but I expect to see that man on that field giving it everything he got. So, like I already mentioned, Leo Williams is back in the lineup. Obviously, he didn't play either matchup against the Eagles. Once again, I also said Adoree Jackson, Xavier McKinney. These are key players on the defense that weren't even on the field for either matchup against the Eagles. I'm not really talking about the Week 18 matchup too much because obviously none of the starters really were on the field in that matchup. But in that first matchup at MetLife, yeah, we had a lot. We were definitely an undermanned team in that matchup. So look forward just to see a much better version of the New York Giants. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I can just look past the Eagles because the Eagles, they're a better football team. Let's keep it real. They earn the right to be called the better football team. They absolutely are the favorites for a reason. But I'm not so sure here, man, that we might not be in their head a little bit. Just because of the fact that we got things rocking and rolling right now at the absolute right time. We didn't just, like I said, stumble into these playoffs. We kicked that damn door in. When we blew out the Indianapolis Colts, we kicked the door into the postseason. And then to go out there to Minnesota a week ago in that wild card round, in that environment, under that dome, and handle our business the way we did, I'm all in. I'm all in, man. This New York Giant team has far surpassed my expectations this year. But now we here. We in the postseason, and it's all about one thing, man. And this is that chip. And our eye is on the prize. Our eye is on the prize for a fifth Lombardi. We here now. We close. We real close. Real close, man. It's been this NFC East, man. The NFL is so much better when the NFC East is a relevant division. And it's been more than relevant. It's been the absolute best division in football this year. Every team finishing at least 500 or better. So it's the only division that can say that too. The only division that didn't have a team with a losing record. So we can all make jokes about the Washington Commanders, but they did finish 500 and made this and also helped this division become once again the best damn division in football. And I feel like where these teams are at right now, it's going to stay that way for quite some time. Ain't no more jokes about the NFC East, man. 3 teams in the divisional round. One of them, at least one, is going to the NFC Championship game because it just has to be. As we say, we're playing against Giants and Eagles are matched up this week. So at least one of them got to win the football game. So no matter what happens out in San Fran, at least one NFC team will be representing the NFC in the NFC conference game, man. And there's really a strong chance that we're going to see one of these teams playing out in Arizona on the 12th of February for the Super Bowl. So let's face it, man. Let's get back into I went down that little rabbit hole real quick. But Saquon Barkley, man, I expect him to have a really, really big day. This one's going to be, I think, mostly going to have to be mostly on him. I think the Eagles' defense, they're kind of hip to what the things Daniel Jones wants to try to accomplish, and they're going to do their best to circumvent that. I think Saquon Barkley has to be the one that has to kind of put the extra foot on the gas and get this offense going, man. I think he's going to have to break this Eagle defense down and help open things up for his quarterback, who is now playing, like I said, playing on a whole different level with confidence. He's throwing that ball down the field, winging it to his guys, man. Like I said, we got our $72 million wide receiver coming out there, and he's cool with just coming out there and doing the dirty work because that's his role in this offense now. It seems like coming out there and making some really good, efficient blocks. Everybody's buying in to what Brian Dable's preaching, man, and you just love it, man. Love to see it as a New York Giant fan. I believe that we have absolutely a chance to go into Philly and knock these guys off, man. I think that this Philadelphia Eagle team, like I said, they've been stumbling a little bit. Their defense is still a force to be reckoned with. However, that pass rush is about as ferocious a pass rush as you're going to see in the league. They led the league in sacks, obviously. They're going to have all those guys, those big guys coming off the edge, Hassan Reddick, Brandon Graham and company. They got the guys in the middle. I mean, you got Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, you got Hargraves or whatever his name is. I'm sorry. I can't remember his name offhand right now. But these guys are all legit, man. Legit talent, man. And they get it done. So that offensive line, our offensive, New York Giants offensive line will be tested in this game. Absolutely will be tested. And the O-line's led by All-Pro left tackle Andrew Thomas, man. Evan Neal, though, you're gonna have to step your game up, bro. The pass pro has to come together, man. Can't have Daniel Jones back there getting crushed because this Eagle pass rush will come and it is relentless. It is absolutely relentless. But if we can, like I said, create some running lanes with Saquon Barkley, that can help open these things up because if the one thing the Eagles defense is a little bit on the weaker side in, it's their run defense. It's not the greatest. It's not absolutely horrible, and it definitely got better when they continued to make acquisitions during the season, but it's not the greatest. And it's the one thing where one way you can possibly exploit this Eagle defense is getting the run game going on them. And we're going to need to do that also for just another reason because this Eagle offense is very explosive, obviously. And we know that one of the best ways to defend them is to keep them off the field. Keep them off the field with long, sustained drives. Keep moving them chains. Let that offense sit over there and let them get stale. Let them get, because that's the best way to defend this Eagle offense, to be honest. Weapons all over the place. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, and then we can't forget about the New York Giant killer, Boston Scott. I don't want to see Boston Scott on Saturday night score one more touchdown against the New York Giants. Enough is enough already. This guy literally does much of nothing against anybody else. So stop letting him do it against you. This guy plays with a different confidence level against the New York Giants for some reason, and he just goes out there and makes big plays every time. He's always a factor when the New York Giants and Eagles hook up the last few years. Always a factor. Got to eliminate that. Eagles know that too. That's why he seems to get more snaps than probably normal when he's playing the New York Giants because he's just so damn effective against us. Let's nip that in the bud. And like I said, we got to come together, figure out a way because they will run that ball as well. And they know the Giants have a very weak run defense as well. It's been very, very weak. They're going to try to exploit that. Eagles are not dummies. So expect a lot of Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, Jalen Hurts obviously doing his thing with his legs. Something else we didn't see in the Week 18 matchup was Jalen Hurts making too many plays with his legs. Don't expect it to be that easy, for him to make it that easy for us on Saturday night. You can't expect that. Got to be ready for it, and you got to stay true. Keep your containment. Keep everything inside. Keep him contained, man, and we'll have a better chance, man, to stopping Jalen Hurts. So with that being said, man, we're going to get right to it. I believe the New York Giants are ready for this one, man. I believe they're focused. I believe they know exactly what they got to do to get this done. And they're going to go into the heart of Philly at the Link Saturday night in prime time. They're going to get it done. They're going to get it done against their division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm not going to predict no ridiculous, crazy blowout because I just don't foresee it going down like that. But I think the New York Giants get out of town with a, let's say, 27-23 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles Saturday night at the Link. Because I think this defense still has a lot to prove, and they're coming. And they're going to be coming with a chip on their shoulder. Just can't allow these guys, let their Eagles playmakers run around all crazy, man, all over the yard. Just figure it out, and I think they will. Third time this season matching up against this football team. I think that actually may favor us now. I think this third matchup will favor us. We've seen a lot of what the Eagles want to do, what they've tried to do to us, and I think we have the coaching staff that get us absolutely ready for it. So like I said, 27-23, New York Football Giants coming out of Link on Saturday night with the W in the divisional round. And then make sure immediately following the game, immediately following the football game on Saturday night, to tune in to Mac the Giants Fan. That's me. Live for the True Blue Aftermath. And then don't forget the championship edition of the Real Deal NFC East Roundup with the super dope co-host Adam Costas on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Excuse me. So make sure y'all tune in and make sure y'all definitely enjoy the game, man, on Saturday night. This is gonna be a good one. It's your boy Mac the Giants Fan. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants Fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants Fan. That's MacDa Giants Fan.